Yeah, this is why I stopped wearing these completely. I don't even know if I'm going to wear them today because they're so worn out. That's probably why I start to notice it in my knee and my hip that I need new footwear because of the way that I walk. Yeah. And it was like, I think in a sense, it was almost like pushing me to walk inward, but we'll see. Well, I have those black sneakers, but I figured they might be slippery. And those are completely worn on the outside too. So this is like so worn out that it's like a bubble now that digs into my heel. So I may not be able to wear these. I have those New Balance sneakers that I those are the ones I found outside. Those might hurt the underneath of my foot walking in them that long. There's certain ones where it starts to, if you don't do a lot of long walking, it starts to do it like the just doing this and then the where your toes are, that pad there, it feels like it's been shredded off. I have these work boots. Maybe I should wear the work boots. These Timberland things. I might do that. Yeah, I'm sure they're not meant to be walked in the rain. These are like alternate winter boots that are big. I wear like bigger socks with them so I can wear them. So it's not really like downpouring, but I don't want to go up. I don't do that walk typically in the rain because it's too dangerous. So I'm going to have to do the denim walk. These are going to have to go in the trash, I think. So, well, it becomes a problem. Yep, it definitely becomes a problem. I don't know, will these be slippery? Unless I wear these and just go and then throw them away. And I don't have to worry about. Well, the other thing too is they came from Savers, and I don't know if you're used to having to live out of a donation bin like I've been doing for this is the 14th year of it. They smell as soon as they get water on them, typically if they're used, and you have to throw them away. Right. So there's certain footwear that I try not to wear in the rain. Yeah, I don't know if these are going to be much different than those, except because the base heel is so hard, I can feel that it's in my heel. It's one day, so I don't know. Something made me stop wearing these. I probably started getting a sore something because they're so worn down. So anyway, I don't think it's kind of pointless to say for the 160th time. They probably think it's funny now. Every time I tell them they're damned, they probably think it's funny. The damnation, they probably think it's funny because they've lost so much brain matter. They're completely altered mentally. The wickedly bad ones. They don't give a shit about people don't have footwear. They don't want us to walk. Right. That's why it leads to literal starvation. They don't want us to walk. So they wanted to get rid of TikTok, which meant that they wouldn't be able to keep. This is what started that. Really come out of what you think a television is telling you because you don't understand what aphasia is. And they're not even uttering words that mean what they say. That's why, if you hopefully notice, they don't make any effing sense. It's the same stuff over and over again. They contradict themselves. Just, it's because you don't know what they're actually saying. Okay, so go to jail is, from what I can tell, means you sit 24 hours a day like a literal ape in a jungle. That's what they think going to jail is because you're walking too much and you're not supposed to. If anybody could actually ask them real questions, they'd tell you that. I've met them in the shelter. It's too much walking. Okay. They're completely murderously insane. They have complete dementia. Okay. So They're actually way more forthcoming with some of the stuff they say than other people I've seen with dementia, where they refuse to answer you because they know what they're thinking is insane and maybe it's a secret they're not supposed to tell you because their brain matter can't even explain what they're doing. That's why it's a secret. So, anyways, yeah, just anybody with this, they've got a secret business. Just know if you ever started thinking that, you have dementia. Not things about your private life, like what I was talking about Brian. That's my private life. Some of these people are so sick they don't believe that people have a private life anymore. Some of them will get to the point of thinking that people have sex right in front of other people, like a literal animal in a jungle. Okay, like some of the stuff that you've heard people talking about over the years, they're literally serious with it. Females, generally of color, as you call it, talking about other females like they're uppity and they deserve to be raped. Stuff like that. Those are literal animals that talk words. Okay, like she's too good to be part of your clan where you just openly flash your vagina and stuff. They literally mean what they're saying. And you just go, oh my God, you people are disgusting. Like you share all of that, those people that share men. But anyways, it seems like, I don't know, it seems like me, the quote unquote white face monkeys are the ones that think everybody goes to jail. I haven't seen a black face monkey saying that. Except, well, George was black, the guy at the shelter that said that Nate was walking around too much, right? And then he started pretending he was walking around. That's what they do. That's why they don't like it. It's something that they don't have, not they actually think it's bad. But they can't actually do it. So then they get rid of the person doing it, pretend they do it, see they can't, and then stop doing it. And it doesn't exist anymore. Walking is going to exist to the day that, from your view, to the day you things die, walking is going to exist. Okay? You don't understand life anymore because your dementia is so bad. People always walk, okay? Like that is effed up. You have marathons. Okay, they don't have to jog because walking is bad. Some of them are probably doing that in the hopes that you leave them the F alone. Oh, so we can jog, but as long as we don't walk? Okay. They can't here do no work. Because some of them have to work. Right. It gets to the point where, look, that doesn't apply to you. That doesn't apply to you. It doesn't apply to you. Right. It's just a different species. Anyways, maybe the black sneakers. I'll decide by the time I leave. I got to switch out my frozen water bottles, and then that's pretty much it for like regular things I haven't done yet this morning. This is the last day of the walk, so it's supposed to rain all day. I got a poncho, so many times in complete downpours. And now they have a sidewalk over by Legacy Place. If you're new to this area, that was not a sidewalk before. It was all dirt, and like sometimes you'd be like stuck in the mud with it. Yeah, because that whole area was all like dirt, and there used to be all kinds of bunnies there. At first, I thought they were trying to kill all the bunnies, but they put something up there, and I didn't realize they were doing the sidewalk and stuff. So, to get around the curb, trying to walk around it, it's like I'm sure some people go, why is there a person there? Why is there a car here on my land? I can't believe a person is walking in this. I can't believe a person is driving in this. Like blizzards. That's how they talk. Oh, like they would kill a person and go, why would a person be out? Why would a person be out? Exactly. God has a way of reminding me so I don't get sucked into your delusion. Just a different species. It doesn't have to be oppositional, but you have the real bad ones that just will not quit it. I explained it. They've never been this sick before. Sending me letter after letter about health insurance I don't even use and refusing to recertify a SNAP food card. They've never done that in 14 years. So if you were wondering what that taste is and you keep spitting, it's called radium that breaks down into radon. I don't know. Is that God saying it's going to be bad today because it's raining? Moisture apparently helps collect it, and you really can taste it. So if you go out today, make sure you decontaminate, which just means take a shower. Okay, I don't stay in. I mean, this is the 5th year of this. I'm not staying in a basement for 5 years. I'm not trying to make fun of people doing that. Just I'm not going to do it. I'd go mad. Okay. And then they shut off everybody's communications and you're just sitting there in a basement. Year 5, people would have killed each other by now, like in those Twilight Zone episodes. So hop. Yeah, hopefully they're doing like jogging and stuff, if that's what they're doing to try to protect their children. And they probably just hear about this stuff, if they're actually able to hear about it, going, oh my God, that's why we're being nuked. I mean, clearly you'd be nuked if you had beings that were shutting off even your telephones and starving you to death. Okay, clearly people would be nuking us. As soon as they started this insanity with the lockdown, okay, and then everybody's running around with these things on their faces, screaming into television screens that people can't get into grocery stores. None of that was on the internets. The whole planet saw it. So I'm just trying to explain to you, if you thought the quote unquote world went mad, clearly the world did go mad. Okay. So when a whole population is sick in their primates and they go like this, I'm okay, you're okay, this is normal. No, it's not. It's absolutely not. Okay. So like I told the woman at the Massachusetts Department of Transitional Assistance, who probably thinks she doesn't work for them, that's what I'm explaining to you. They're that sick. It's part of depersonalization. She is the reason that we're all being subject to thermonuclear weapons. Okay? Like, believe it or not, you can't just decide that you're going to literally starve U.S. citizens here. You just can't. On planet Earth. That's why that weaponry was invented. Okay, so it doesn't matter how many of you there are. You could have 320 million primates and one Mary Lagore, and we're all going to be killed. Okay, just can't do it. You're like gone mentally to be doing that. It's part of dementia when you try to starve people to death. To do lockdown, starve people, not you're protecting anybody. It's, again, part of dementia. Okay, so anyways, I was telling Tommy this morning that, because apparently the part for his truck is supposed to come today, but it's also supposed to rain for 2 days, that I can actually walk there. I meant to check on yesterday to see if that cart, from my recall, that cart has a fucked up wheel. And I'm not going to be able to push it, but I can carry stuff at least till I get a cart. It may not be as much stuff as I typically get every week, but I'm clearly fully capable of walking. So anyway, eventually everyone would starve if they didn't get lung cancer. Okay, because eventually people become too brain sick to be able to operate those cars. They just can't do it. They don't know how to do it. Okay, so I don't want to upset people, but don't confuse still being able to drive with your actual mental health. That's all. Okay, because it's almighty and he's almighty, but he's going to make sure you don't starve to death in your homes. So you will be able to drive while like forgetting half the day. Right. So try not to panic about that. Whatever it is, the parts of the brain required to drive, he's making sure are not dying. Okay. So yeah, like you could sort of it's almighty. He could make Ronald Reagan be able to drive to get to a grocery store. Okay, so this business with repeatedly trying to stop pedestrians, crazy. So they got the butt leg and stuff. I guess this key bridge has to do with your inner thighs. Some people care about what their body looks like, which is, that's actually normal. Your body is your temple and stuff. And right. That's a healthy mindset to care about your health and your body. And this stuff with the plastic surgeries is grotesque. It's alarming to me what I viewed last night. I'm glad I don't know certain things, but if you're the other species, right, if it matters to you, some people, even though they're the other species, it actually does matter to them. It's just a thing where they want to know if somebody lipoed to have a jawline. That one was exceptionally weird to me, because if that person tried to produce children, they're going to be defective. They're trying to mask the fact that they have bad genetics. Okay, so that's not good. But anyway, it's a mass extinction. Anyway, I shouldn't worry. But back in the day, that's spooky. That's why it's just a natural aversion to it. Just, yeah, I know you go, you literally have to, even a dude, you have to ask him if he's had plastic surgery. Is it like when they say they're sober? Because it probably is. They're probably going to lie. You have to like specifically ask, have you had Botox? You're going to name them all off. Just like you're sober, but they're smoking bud and taking Suboxone strips. Some of them will say they're sober while they're popping Adderall. I'm not kidding you. That was so funny. Just, I like to, if there's a crack pipe, this is how all crack addicts, just so you know this, all crack addicts will tell you this, because I've heard it multiple times. Well, yeah, if there's a crack pipe available, I'll take a couple of puffs on it. Really? Yeah, you'll take puffs on it till you die. It's called a crack addict. Just things that I've learned that I can explain to other people. Because I don't use the stuff. Anybody that uses it just laughs out loud and goes, nobody does that. Nobody just takes a couple of puffs on a crack pipe. They will do that until they don't have any more crack. They're selling their buttholes. They're smoking more crack. It's apparently some madness they go into, like a mouse that keeps going to a thing. They have to be separated from it. I know, just what in the hell, God? That's why you have people trying to kill people with that stuff. That dude going on, I'm going to pay for this person's drugs. You're going to go into a grave if you're not in it. He better be in a grave by now, because it's been almost a year. That thing was a public menace. Just going around trying to murder other meals. Just some disgusting old troll on Social Security paying for dudes that are in their 30s to be killed with this stuff. Gross. You're not part of anything to do with me. Wacko. That's definitely a scolding for the police department that went on that long. You ever see me shake that dude's hand, or I keep running the F away from him? He has no authority to be doing that. None. That's why, Brian, and I'm not talking to a toilet and a disgusting depraved cat. That's why, Brian, don't tell me how to do my job. Steve-O. Nope. This is not that Canton church. Right. I'm not kidnapped at this point. I wasn't even in the shelter anymore. Right. You just go, no, I don't shake your hand. And the guy completely flipped out on me. They're so deranged. They think they're getting into the kingdom come if they can force me to shake their effing hand. That's for people that distribute drugs. Anyways. Nope, not everyone gets a little print on their hand from my plus sign. Nope. And even if you forced me to shake your hand as a literal animal, I think you'll find out, or you won't find out, you die from lung cancer believing you're going to my kingdom come in some next life. It is what it is. While enjoying me showing up there in literal rags. And they're prancing around in fucking prom dresses and stuff. It was like Bizarro screaming into microphones. Why am I not screaming like that? Get it? You CNS? I've had moments lately where I'm like, but that's why you folks were doing that in what, 2020? 2021? Okay, so most of those people are probably in hospice at this point. So I got these ones on now. Yeah, I mean, as long as I don't slip and fall, these are definitely going to be better. And I'm going to have to part with these galoshes, even though they're so cute that someone left me. Like I can't be Minnie Mouse today. Yeah, I can't be the gardener today because I can't wear these anymore. And then these black ones are going to have to go in the trash. Someone left some cool sleep pants on the 138 there. I know people are too good. They're too good to pick up clothes off the ground, but they're not too good to steal $150 probably leggings that came from Roswell, New Mexico, after I picked them up off the ground and brought them all the way back to Massachusetts and laundered them. Someone wasn't too good to steal that from me, but they're too good to pick it up off the ground. Okay. That's my job. Is that my job to do everyone's laundry? Your white matter in your brains? Got this awesome poncho that John guy gave me. It's like one of the best gifts I've gotten in my lifetime. Let me switch those things out. Every person that walks should have one of those. I don't know where he got it. Probably cost $50 friggin'. Poncho with long sleeve with elastic so it stays there. Yeah, and a hood you could tie. Probably have to kill me to get that thing away from me. So anyways, got the backpack. It's really not going to hold that much. I think it's probably for heaviness. It's not really for bulk. That's only going to hold like a bag. But I mean, say that it was like say that it's like I can somehow fit all the frozen stuff and then the produce above it. Those are the two heavy things. Right. And then I could even take that Victoria's Secret bag, but I don't want to do too much because I haven't carried stuff in a long time. So other than that, yeah, it would be like they like their desserts and bread products. That's about it. There's not really, I'm not getting any canned stuff, not this week, but that's what I'm saying. Eventually I'd have to figure out how to do it because they eat that stuff. They eat all the spaghetti stuff. I don't, but they do. I don't eat anything canned. Every once in a while, I'll have tuna fish, but it's rare. And if I don't have beans, it's like an emergency thing. But I don't eat anything in a can. Yeah, I'm uppity like that. I'm picky. I don't want stuff in a can. Anyways. That's probably why that stuff is usually there. Beans are heavy, but they haven't had black beans. Anyways, not a reason for it whatsoever, and it's just by the power of Almighty Allah. All I can do is keep explaining it to people that want to know why something is happening and why they can't be forgiven and why they can't rebirth in this physical form. Because sometimes people think they're doing stuff and they're not. Like they're going to do all this, right? But they're going to refuse to renew a SNAP food card for the Virgin Mother of all effing people. They're going to refuse to give out housing to the Virgin Mother and income, but yet they think somehow a Father God comes and puts an umbrella over them. Some of them are so deranged. That's what I'm telling you. This stuff with the health insurance is a psychopath. It's part of the Antichrist. Like they think that I shut off their medical care. Everything they think is me. They just keep doing it to the same homemaker. They're so insane. They can never attack their leaders because they want to get money from them. They are allowing them to be in those positions of power, so they clearly can't attack them. They keep attacking a homemaker. They're so insane, they don't seem to understand how insane that is. Like, what does a homemaker from Claremont, Florida have to do with your country, your lives, your eternity? Sometimes you wonder if they believe they're literally attacking the Almighty because I'm his prophet. Just, whoa. I'm not God incarnate. It's called an indwelling with the Holy Spirit. So then you believe that that same creator is going to somehow keep giving you what you want. You don't even know what you want. You're deranged. All you know you want to do is murder me. So clearly you can't be born of me somehow. You got one out there. Hopefully that thing's in a grave now. That looks like a literal gorilla. You don't even know if it's a man or a woman. It claims it's a woman. It has a life partner that is white and just as huge. And they're supposedly both females. Who the hell knows? They're disgusting. That's all I know. And bragging about how I don't have any children. Oh, yeah, just these people are wretched. I don't call them people. Okay, you're people. I'm not a people if you're a person. Okay. Gross. That one had the gastric bypass. That one's going to look like me and become me and then produce children and spooky shit, I'm sure, goes on in that brain matter. They're rehousing specialists. Brain death can be a weird thing to observe going on, for sure. Brush floss. Eventually did I say I was going to go to the Dollar Tree tomorrow? Okay. Because I don't want to have to walk over there today, carry stuff, because I know I'm going to need mouthwash again. Well, it's better than nothing. It's not that they made sure that I didn't have my Listerine mouthwash over there. If you were wondering why they did that, they're trying to make people lose all their teeth on purpose. They're wildly psychopathically deranged. Did it seem like I cared if Brian Buchanan had teeth? Just the things that they care about and they think that they can do to people, so then people don't want to go out with them. Okay. Would they be friends with people or? Right. Do you people have any chance of like ever going near people that aren't psychopathically deranged? No. It's part of social distancing, whether you realize it or not. And that's what your species cares about. You're a completely social species. Okay, so the ones that you won't leave the F alone, that you have stored in your rooming houses, they might think that's better because they're probably your species out there. I don't think it's better. You at first you think that until you meet some of these beings that you're never going to be you're never going to be interacting with these things. They're just as disgusting and gross. You're just as if you were me, you're just as isolated out there because it gets to the point where you can't stand listening to them talk anymore. They're so disgusting. Just like I explained, I've never seen beings that sick out in Quincy, so it is progressive. It's going to be a whole population of lupus Marys that have to be put down. I would say it becomes more apparent with the females than the males. Some of the things that the males do, I think that people are not really aware of what they're doing. So I think that once people realize what they're doing, they'll go, oh my God. They're like dominating each other, and I guess maybe they're making up excuses for what they're doing. At first, they probably tell themselves they're homosexuals, they're bisexuals. They have to do that to get drugs. They're like doing prison stuff where they're degrading other males. You are doing that because you're animals. Your brains are dying. That's all you're doing. Yeah, it's like really becomes disgusting. So that a lot of times is, I guess, hidden, or people think that that's once you make up that that's actually sane to have two sexual partners, to be bisexual. Once you make up that sane, it's going to take you even longer to realize that these people are extremely grossly sick. And by gross, I mean gross. Okay. Like, she told us to call her Lulu. You had a female literally telling men to call her a toilet. Yeah, you go, how are they still speaking words? It's a certain part of the brain, apparently, that's dying because I guess you can assume she's got to be able to answer questions, I guess, if you needed to feed it. I don't know why you would want to keep that alive, but that is clearly not paying someone's rent out there. That's just like a public nuisance at that point. So there's people that take care of that, Steve-O, that apparently you're not one of them, or I would have shook your hand. It's almighty. So whatever it is you thought that was, you had to be let known it's not. I don't know if you thought that you were going to be given an order to kill my fiance if I shook your hand. Who knows what you were doing? That's why when people go, you got to stop doing that. You're not my boss. I've been dealing with these things since 2012, Brian Buchanan and others. You're not my boss. Not on the job site, you're not. I wouldn't even be like that with a man again. Nope, because it's like this. If you're going to even talk about these things like they're people, it's probably not going to work out. You're either one of them or, yeah, there's something going on with you where you're still in a disassociation and you're in a denial about what is going on because it puts you in danger to be like that. Right? Like you're still believing personas and you're not understanding that God is containing them. So I don't know if in June that man, if he is a man, if he's not one of them and he's a man, if he got an eyes view and went, what the fuck? Because he was somewhat off of drugs for a day. Maybe get off the drugs for a week or a month or 6 months and go, what the? Because you folks are probably making up that much of this stuff has to do with drug use when it doesn't. I explained this for many a years, what I imagined you guys were doing. One, and two, you weren't aware that you were having cognitive decline because you're blaming symptoms on being hungover, being high. That's why you forgot something, blah, 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 blah. So until you're off of that stuff for like 30 days at least, and maybe out of a hospital setting, do you go, why are you talking like that? Because they were always doing that? They were always doing that. Like the dude who doesn't even know who you are, that person that doesn't even know who you are. You think these people are your friends, Brian. They don't even know who you are. They're so cognitively gone. And they all hate you. Seriously to God, that one guy, like he's calling these people his friends. They don't even know who you are. And when they see you, they hate you, not they like you. So you go like this, hey, have you seen Brian? I don't know who that is. It's all right, you do, because he introduced me to you. Oh, I haven't seen him. So that's what they do. Their brains are completely gone. Hey, have you seen Brian? I don't know who that is. That's the one he said he took out to dinner, that he was hanging around with, and that Chris guy. They don't even know him, but when they see him, they don't like him. And he thinks they're his friends. He was saying that. I doubt he was even saying that. I don't even think he was saying. Was he saying it in your head? So yeah, then he was saying, because I think they're that sick too. Then he was saying that he's going to lose all his friends. Are you people having conversations in your heads? You need to ask people questions like that too. Okay, so especially if you have a photo of the person, this person had a conversation with you. Really, really misunderstanding what I'm doing. Okay, do you not know what a 1/ is as opposed to a quote? I would never in a day sit here, because Jen did it too, but it forces them to admit to people that they're mentally ill. It happens. It's a brain plague. It's all over the land piece. It's not an insult. It's not the same thing as a psychiatric disorder, by the way, if that helps. It has to do with brain loss in primates. So you guys don't even have to accept a psychiatric, like a psyche. Okay, you don't have to accept something's wrong with your psyche, but something's wrong with your brain. And so primates do things differently than my species do when their brain is sick. Okay, so Jen was doing it too. You're misunderstanding a writer and a prophet. Okay, you're misunderstanding those things. And then some of them begin to believe that if I write things, it makes it happen, like I'm making a reality, because they have a world that they control. I don't have a world I control. Okay, that's not what a writer is, and that's not what a prophet is. I don't have a world. Okay. I live in a reality for my species, and you live in a reality for your species. Okay. You can't change my reality, and apparently I can't change yours. Okay. So a prophet speaks your language because you're not, in my opinion, hearing what God is telling you. And I can tell that by everything is interpreted into some world thing when that can't even make sense. The pH in your brains. You are hell bent on this insanity where you keep trying to make up an excuse to isolate people and control people and stop people from interacting with who they want to. So you keep doing this thing about photograph. You're like obsessed with social media because people don't pay attention to you. That's why you don't like it, and it's too bad. Like, you have to realize you're sick when you're trying to force people to pay attention to you. That doesn't even go on in your species typically. You got to become a rock star. You got to go to church. You got to go to AA. Right? There's certain ways that you join social groups. You don't do what you're doing with your families or anyone else. Just because you birthed people or you pay the rent doesn't mean you control people within an area because they don't have any money. The police are not a way to get your children to move back into your house with you and pay attention to you. You have a deranged person up at Dedham District Court trying to partake in that. So I think they probably put a stop to that finally. That's horrifying. So the pH in your brains. It causes a problem for anyone, including myself, that's trying to help people that have addiction issues or they're stuck in domestic violence. Okay. You're clearly abusers, and the things that you're doing are obvious, they're not hidden. Just because the police were helping people go into a jail because your medical personnel is so deranged and sick, a Brian Buchanan couldn't even be helped at a psychiatric hospital, doesn't mean that judges then send out warrants because a parent wants to know where their kid is, so they arrest them for drinking alcohol and hold them in jail until they agree to call the person. Really sick. Really, really sick. So whatever it is that animals think is an annual thing is not taking place. Right. It's pretty frightening, and it's an admittance about what I was wondering about. These people are not qualified to give medical exams, to give you medical treatments, to do surgery, anything. And they're trying to force people to submit to that. So I wondered if that's what was going on at Social Security, and they're admitting it with these letters they keep sending here. They probably think that they're threatening me and harassing me. Okay. It's an admittance to what I thought you were doing. So you're very, very criminally insane. So you're being euthanized with nuclear weapons on top of God-sent plagues. So when they're closing your medical facilities so that you will stop doing that. You're not actual doctors and nurses. Okay. You're depersonalized primates that think they can do every job, even without an education. It's that frightening. And you're trying to use Social Security and the DTA office and now Mass Health to force people to do that. They're okay with not having health insurance. Just, it gets that bad, like Germany. Just people that are mentally retarded, and now they're going to pretend to be a doctor. That's all you do is put on a white coat and say you're a doctor. They're that sick. So that one that they keep interviewing is at Channel 5. I question if that's an actual doctor. So, right, the state does have the right to close medical facilities. So that is what is happening to protect the people there, because they're not aware that people are taking over hospitals and pretending to be doctors and nurses. They don't, the citizens themselves are not aware that's going on. So the hospitals have to be closed. It's not a punishment for the population. It's to protect them. We're in the 5th year of this, where your doctors either left the land piece and went back to India for their own safety. They told you that. They ran out of oxygen, so they're not treating patients. They don't agree with the fuel burning, so they left the land piece. They didn't just leave the United States of America, they left the land piece for their own safety. Okay. And the remaining people all have brain disease. They don't have the ability. You have people constantly warning you with the nurses' strikes and explaining it to the public because they were working with these people and could see that they're completely demented. And they probably know that they don't even have training to be doing what they're doing. Certain things you can try to hide with shutting off all the internets, and other things you can't because it's almighty. So if you were wondering, yeah, you go, okay, they're on a strike again. They're letting you know to stop going to that place because they were already working there and they know that those people are not qualified to give you medical care. Like I warned you about Faulkner Hospital. I don't know if that happened at what's it called? Tufts Medical? Because remember they said there was a fire there? People will do extreme things sometimes to protect people. It's not a punishment. Right? Like people just go, talk about cutting off the wrong leg, and so they'll burn the place so that people stop going there because we're not being told that they shouldn't even be working there. We're not being told that. Okay, so, anyways, just to reiterate that, I don't believe it's a punishment, no, because people that provide medical services, they don't function like that. God would have to destroy their brain matter to get them to stop treating you. I don't think they're doing it on purpose. It's like a compulsion. I do it myself. It's just a compulsion to want to help. It's like a basic compassion. So thank God I don't have the ability to do that. I wouldn't have to have my brain destroyed to stop doing it because I only get it from God. I don't have a medical degree. So the things that he's presenting to you are just further proofs about him talking to me, not they're a cure for something. None of it ever was a treatment or a cure. They're causes to explain to you folks how your own medical care makes you sick and that those medicines come from plants that you're cutting down and destroying. And then you think you can like manufacture them and it's not the same drug. Like opium is not opiates, in case you didn't know that. Okay. That's a good example. Opium is not opiates. Okay. Opium is an end-of-life drug. It should only be used in a hospital setting. Opiates were created so people could keep taking them and they don't kill you. Okay? Clearly, it is highly addictive. That's why it's not supposed to just be given out like that. It's so people die in a pleasantness and they don't die in pain. So. Well, probably the thing that they're manufacturing to treat the polycystic liver disease is not the same thing as what Mary Gladys is doing. So I think they were even doing that. They were even trying to mess up people's MMs because it was explained about the hormones and stuff that's released. They're that psychopathically insane. It's just difficult to understand beings that insane, but it's part of their containment. All they want to do is murder me. So they're contained within this weird stuff. They're going to mess up my MMs. They're going to shut off a SNAP food card. Okay. Like it, right. Until finally God allows these people to die and they go out of that torment. That is terribly ill. That's why I call it ferocious insanity. right. So again, if people were wondering, if you went to the Massachusetts Department of Transitional Assistance website and it said, what was it, February 6th, that you have to change your ping. Yeah, I mean, you have animals that deranged. I'm going to change who I'm pinging. You tell them that you can ping people. Okay. It's psychological suggestion. So it's part of their mental illness. You tell them you can ping people, right? And so then they go, you're going to ping me or you're not going to eat. I don't even know if you can ping people or not. I know, you just go. If you can ping people, why would you have to demand them to ping you? Just ping me and then I'll ping you back. Oh, yeah, just whoa. Seriously mentally ill. I would say some of these people that are sex offenders have similar weird stuff going on in their brain matter. So, yeah, so that's why they're trying to starve people, because you're going to ping them now, which is not the same thing as engaging. So, yeah, okay, we'll ping you from the privacy of our homes away from you. How's that? Who cares? So when you get a ping, you can just tell yourselves it's coming from us. Okay, thank you. Michael Forian. I told people, they don't listen. Don't do this metaphysics stuff. Just Juan Chavez photos. Just it's not a game. First of all, I explain, even when I explain it, and they still won't accept it. It's like bizarro. It's not a game, okay? And then the second that you do this, you're mentally insane. There is no game called chess. The second that you do that, you're mentally insane. Just an FYI. I explained it. Like when the birds are sunning themselves and then we copy them, it's not a game. Oh, yeah, that's why it's called checkmate, like animals that disgusting. And then we checkmate, because that's all you have to do is sit in a chair as a disgusting, huge ball of flesh. And then I'm doing this, and then she'll want to be with me. Geo. Sean said you can go up diagonal. Anyways, yeah, these beings are like so disgusting. Oh, yeah, just anything. That sex? Everything is sex. They're just disgusting, disgusting beings. Everything is. So going like this and making a shadow on the ground is sex. Because that's all they do. They shit and they screw. That's all they do. Shit, screw, eat, shit, screw, shit, eat. That's it. Whoa. What's, oh my God, hop, hop, hop? Is that some sort of sex too? Eat shit, screw, eat shit. That's all they do. I don't have any of my medications. Okay, that means yuck. Here you go, Brian. Take a look. Look-see in the telescope. That's why I said a compassionate person goes, here, drink this. That is. I don't know. I'm not going to speak for him, but I don't know if he wants to look down that telescope or not. Not sure. He has really bad eyesight, so he would have to smell down the telescope. I don't know if you can actually see it on the telescope, which I'm sure is open for view. Probably. Oh no, you do this and then you open the telescope more. That's probably all they're doing. They're profoundly mentally retarded being. Right, just I'm sure that's all they think they're doing. No, if you do this, it opens the telescope and then we can all look in there. Look, smell, taste, all of it. Not they are aware of anything they're doing. So enjoy that. Anybody that's why be insulted? Say that you were on YouTube for the whole planet to see, and you actually said that this is what you've been working for all these years is to legalize drugs so you can lay around Boston Common getting high. You're insulted by someone going, enjoy that. That's all you want for your heaven. You just keep trying to burn out a binder so that your Christian input goes away somehow. Not you're even being insulted, but you're not staying in this bodily form doing that. Just from the beginning of time, people have had to listen to these things. And a lot of them are obnoxious and think they're enlightened because they don't know anything about neuroscience. They don't know anything about brain disease, especially when it's progressive. They don't know what that means. Like your literal thoughts and awareness change. It takes a long time for you to be aware of it. It's already 11. Crap. Go to the bathroom. Yeah, since it's 11, I might as well do this now. I know. I'll be in a much better mood after the walk, but another successful week. Today, I might. I didn't even. Yeah, I might actually have soda for tomorrow. I didn't even drink all this. Just one of those days, but I do have to switch out my bottles. I guess I don't know if I really don't. I'm definitely not taking the phone when it's raining like that. I don't even know if I'm going to bring the radio when it's raining like that. Oh, wait, but I do need a key to get back in. So after Saturday, I guess I'll decide what I'm going to do because I don't have that much Snap left. I want to get another one of these chocolate sunflower butters, even though they're expensive, because this one's almost gone. This is one of my favorite things I eat during Carb Week. It's like $9. Yeah. So, and then the Joe is like $9. So that's $18 right there. That's a lot. So, anyways, that's why there's a SNAP food program. I know, you just go. Nope, it's not like the laundry. Yeah, we don't learn to steal things. So that's part of the Antichrist when you start thinking stuff like that. It's part of the Antichrist because you're trying to mentally reason a reality which is not people that murderously insane. Because clearly it's scary, but God's killing them. God is most definitely killing them. Oh yeah, so my schedule for April I might do when I get back. That's going to be it for today because I've got water for today and I have enough soda for tomorrow morning. So tomorrow I'm going to do arms and abs. And I guess I'll probably go to the Dollar Tree tomorrow, get soda. It's cheaper there. Yeah, I'd be prepared for more forced utterances and more forced admittance about murdering U.S. citizens. Okay, like taking U.S. citizens hostage and murdering us. So I would expect more, and that is caused since 2020 after August Sea Star, um, a complete panic on planet Earth, and then this weird lockdown business that they won't stop doing because they're trying to hide what they've done as we wait for God to allow them to die. So, right, something caused a complete shift. And even it was profoundly insane from the beginning since 2008, got worse in 2011, and just continued to get progressively worse. They became annoyed because people were put into disassociations to help us, and that bothered them. Do you want that clock back? They had to stop pointing the stuff out. No one's getting housing for 10 years. Ah, ha, ha. Just a complete derangement that only the worst of psychopaths would actually believe. Okay, God uses it against them. And then it all becomes really mushed up. And then it helps in the containment when they come to realize what they've done, that their leaders were intending the entire time to do population control anyway. And that continues to help contain them. It's like a being that has to be right all the time. It has to be right all the time. It has to have a purpose. Everything it did was meant to be. Everything has a reason. You ever hear people talking like that? Everything happens for a reason. Those are typically psychopathic primates that are grandiose and narcissistic, and everything they do has a purpose and is meant to be, and they're important. All of it. Just a different species. So you can't care about them continuously thinking that they're right all the time and all this other business. So far, it's not working on the criminals with the communication shutoffs because they're still trying to encase people in their own personal delusion that they keep trying to put in your face and make it real. So, like I said, that all came to a crashing, shocking revelation on June 25th of 2023 to probably a bunch of people like, what the? And then on June 30th with because it went on for a while. It wasn't just one day; it went on for a while. So we outlawed Florida alimony. We refused to report on it. Um, we don't want to talk about Casey DeSantis working at the Golf Channel with Al Gore. So we have no explanation for why we just ordered Florida alimony to be okay, while doing the business with Social Security, mailing it to the wrong place, shutting off an income, just won't stop trying to put Mary LaGore in a rape tunnel. So can't really have a reason for it, but yet it still goes on another day. Did the walk program and butt leg, and then that turned into another thing where we're going to try to dangle 6 minors you already murdered, hence all these shutoffs, okay, and other people that haven't talked to people that they knew in another part of the country or something. They're most likely dead. They murdered them. They run around the social media trying to pretend they're them. You wouldn't think, if you were talking to someone in California and you live here, you wouldn't think to go meet me at Reedville train station. So that can go on for a bit of time. Okay. So, right. Year 5, thinking you're going to kill everybody. And so none of it's going to matter, because then there's a big thing and people are reborn in a safe zone, and you just keep delaying it and delaying it and delaying it. So the whole planet got to find out 2 days ago, every walking program, and then just a complete and total fixation on me in a very negative, deranged, psychopathic insanity, like just as I explained. We all get it. It's supposed to be some sort of a joke about your inner thighs. Why did you say 6 and then 7 people and then they're dead? What would that have to do with people doing a walking program, butt leg, ha ha ha? Get it? Are you engaged to Brian? I think people probably got it at that too. After waging a war on a fake Facebook, whether or not I was engaged to someone. I can't make this shit up. I'm probably going to be way too hot. What's the temperature? I might not want to wear this black sweater. I think that's going to be too much. With the poncho, too. It definitely feels colder when it's raining, but that long of a walk, I'll be fucking sweltering. Yeah, I'll probably be freezing my ass off at first, which I hate. But when you get warm like that, you start to feel sick, start to feel nauseous. You have to suffer through it at the beginning. Byproducts of fat metabolism over the long term. Byproducts of fat metabolism, not body fat. Like every time I try to look up something, you have to be lean and then you eat fat. Fat is your energy, and then you walk and burn fat. Okay, not your burning body fat. Like, I know it's like a little bit annoying. People are so obsessed with their weight problems. So, right. You would have to lose all that body fat, build muscle, and then eat fat and burn it while you're walking. It's a different species that was doing that before you folks came here and invaded my land. Okay? And you don't have horses anymore. And even if you did have horses, you'd still die because it's byproducts of fat metabolism. Pure energy. You would have to transition into another form of life where that's not going to be an impossible task for you. Not you have to worry about it, but Obviously, these folks that will not stop this insanity with me are not well liked. Other people are burying children and shit because no one is impervious to ionizing radiation. I'm talking about the long term. Because these disgusting, retarded beings wouldn't do the transition plan and they refused to stop breeding more disgusting, retarded beings. So, yeah, sure, it's annoying. People could have lived 50 and 80 years. They just wouldn't produce children. And now they've all got to effing die early because of you folks. Not I did it. Well, crap. That's going to come through there. Come on. Patience. That fucking dude, man. You smell like fish. God help me, God Almighty help me not fucking kill this person. Just that's commonplace. Some fucking black dude just, because I won't say hello to him when he says hello to me. He followed me down the fucking sidewalk. I had to keep screaming at him to get him the fuck away from me. So yeah, stop breeding fucking disgusting retards that say hello to everybody in a fucking store. Exactly, you don't know how to raise children. Then they go out in the world and wonder why people are mean to them because you taught them to be fucking retarded.